Yeah. Eso es breve, ya tus pasos se acercan. Tú me debes una noche con maldad. Yo soy preso de esos besos y tu piel. Yo sé que eso se repite otra vez. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Más por DM me escribiste antes de llegar al hotel. Me conoces, no soy teso. Yo te hago completico el proceso y empiezo a tocarte. Yo soy tu vicio, espero que no te asombre. También puedo besarte, ser loco y romántico a la vez. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Ya no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Mi Pikachu, pues yo te elijo. siempre apunto a lo fijo. Por eso estoy contigo y porque la pasamos genial. Es un castigo, es solo que conmigo encontraste tu abrigo y por ahí encontraste algo más. Tú lo sabes. No nos desviemos del caso, solo tú y yo, mujer. Tú eres perfecta, tú eres mi caro y yo puedo ser tu nena. Sé que tú quieres más de eso. Flaca, tírame ese hueso que él no te dio, lo que te di. Y no solo hablo del sexo, lo que yo te di. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Que no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir. Baby, te quiero para mí, tomando y viendo Netflix. Que no se trata de sentir, se trata solo de fluir.
Aquel día el instinto nos decía que esa noche juntico no quería, que las ganas bebé nos ganaría, pero no fue así. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos a jugar. Ella sabe que quiero a mi mamacita. Ella también quiere que seamos felices. Ella, la que se apresura a la vueltica. Ella es intimidez. Como la ves, no le importa dónde y cuándo. Pero nada no he hecho, no soy el que la mando. Nunca lo seré, su carácter no es de niña, que la puede controlar cualquiera. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente. Vamos lento y verás. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente. Vamos lento y verás. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos a los 7 días de la semana. Te doy de mañana y consejos sabes que no es. Te doy el desquite, que me quites todas esas ganas que te tengo, mujer. Todo el mundo sabe que tú y yo somos más que panas, pero nos vamos lento, que el que se apura no llega a nada, no llega a nada, nada. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente, bebé. Vamos lento y verás. Y me encanta, yo lo sé, independiente, bebé. Vamos lento y verás. Vamos lento, ya, que si nos apuramos no disfrutamos del momento, ya, y lo vamos a arruinar. Dale lento, ya, dile a tus amigas que hoy no vas para afuera, que estás en la escuela y vamos a jugar.
I know that I just met you, but you look, oh girl, you blow my mind. I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Your folk drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me, but I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. Cause life's too short for yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dream. Talking to me. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you. I just wanna see you.
I saw you from the beginning. You were clearly out of my league. You didn't look at where I was standing. I thought that we would never meet. But here we are now, two restless souls, lost in a room full of strangers. I wanna wash that sad look from your face, and maybe you can keep me away from dangers. Let's sneak out together, baby, and spend some time, just you and me. I wanna set you free when no one else is there to see. Everybody knows you're a lady, yeah. But your eyes are telling me that there is more to see. Let's make our own destiny. Let's sneak out together, baby. Yeah. Please, baby. This evening will soon be over, and we'll be back in the roles we played. Always caught in the charades of life, longing for a sweeter day. But this can be our moment. Let's seize it here and now. Let's leave this room full of strangers. Oh, you'll wash this sad look from my face, and I'll keep you away from dangers. Let's sneak out together, baby, and spend some time just
good nights, 'cause I'll find no better one, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell you good nights, 'cause I'll find no better one. Ooh, susceptible now, before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah, and nothing can stop me,
What's going on?
'cause I'm addicted to what you and
Fitty.
I realize.
Hey.
Lead the way,
Gender.
I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good nights, 'cause I'll find a better one.
Come in here talking stupid, you will be blocked. No warnings.
Before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good
Come in here talking stupid, you will be blocked.
'cause I'll find a
No warnings. First and last warning. Take that BS to another channel. I don't care. I said what I said this afternoon. I stand on it. And if you don't like it, so what? You weren't the person I'm talking to anyway. Are we clear? Are we clear? If you were butthurt by something I said on another channel today, you're not my audience anyway. So, carry on. Carry on. Now, the air conditioning went out up here in the office, so they've been fixing on it all day. Let's get right to it, though. Let's get right to it. I want to get this started off with something that we need to start off seeing. Steve Harvey, Derek Jackson, and a lot of other guys have been trying to give black women advice, sisters advice for a long time. And I will say that a lot of guys are well-intended. Well-intended. Okay? Well-intended. And how we got here is many women have probably already met their guy and then they blew it. How did we get here? Well, we got here a couple of different ways. One, if you've been watching my channel any length of time, you've heard many women call in saying, they want this. They want to be stay-at-home wife, married, with 2 or 3 kids, suburban lifestyle to a guy who's a high earner, so they never have to work to pay a bill. And here's the thing, no problem. And then as you start getting into it, the majority of the women are not 8s, 9s, and 10s. They're, 4, 5s, and 6s, average. But inevitably, you start to realize that, in particular for the women who are on the 8, 9 side, they tend to have all had a guy in their past. Actually, most women tend to have had a guy in their past, if you're a 6 or better. And then for some reason, that relationship just did not work out. And as you start to probe a little bit more, you start to find out that, in all likelihood, they kind of blew it. What does that mean? What does it mean they blew it? Well, it means that they actually had a perfectly acceptable, suitable man, a decent dude, by anybody's standards. He just wasn't perfect. And how do we get to this perfection standard? To where average, everyday people think and feel as though they should have perfection when they are not perfect. Shout out to matchmaker Rebecca Lynn Pope, who stopped making videos, who stopped actually dealing with her black female clients for this very reason. Many of her clients, as she would state, had unrealistic expectations when it came to relationships. Okay? Many times that these women, all things being equal, would have turned down her husband. So, I wanted to go ahead and play something, and I hope I don't get a copyright strike for this, but it's off a Facebook group. And I actually heard Obsidian play this earlier on the Bernard Riley show.
A fish?
At Bernard Riley show. And I think it encapsulates everything we need to kind of get into right now. So while we're queuing that up, understand something. The people I'm talking to are the 10% of men trying to become the top 5% of men, and the guys that are trying to get in the top 10%. The Henrys. The top 10% of men, that's my target market as an image consultant, life coach. That's what I do. If that's not you, this message might not be for you. Still can listen, but do not presuppose that I'm talking to you. I'm talking to men who want to make 6 figures minimum for themselves, $120,000 a year, $10,000 a month living in Dallas. That's the guys I'm targeting. I don't care how many of them are out there. That's my target market. You don't have to be in it, but the mindset. And then I'm also targeting the 20% of women that want those 10% of men, and the men that want that 20% of women. I am not targeting the men who've decided they're going to pick up the ball and go home. You know, all that other stuff. Kudos. Knock yourself out. Plenty of channels for you. This ain't it. My channel is about men building networks. Having a professional and personal network. Money making is not a lone thing. It is a social activity. So all I gotta say is I don't care who you are. You talking out of the side of your neck in here, I see it, you're gone. I don't care how long you've been around. One time. I have zero tolerance, zero patience. Shout out to BGS Ipmore, who actually invited me over to this sector to make the Lawrence video. Even BGS has said, brother, thank you. You've done everything I could ask more. I can't ask you to continue to take any more of this abuse from some of these guys who just don't want to hear it. And I'm done with you. Leave my platform if you think it's not for you. But don't come over here thinking you're going to presume to tell me what to talk about, who to talk to. When you don't put $1 on my table, $1 in my pocket, you're not a follower, subscriber, client, or fan. We got it? All right. You've been warned. Let's get into the video. Okay. Source. Select all cameras. There we go. We're going to take that one down. Oh boy. Hold on just a second. Oh, they're locked. That's what it is. All right. All right. Let's do it this way. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope we're all good. Everybody's all good in the hood. There we go.
And so what I've come to figure out is that I feel like men are
Shotzi?
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Shotzi.
The dating game in Atlanta sucks. Amen. And so what I've come to figure out is that I feel like men are putting women on layaway. You know how you go to the store, you see something you like, you don't want nobody else to get it, but you don't want to lose it, so you put it on layaway. You do the minimum, you make your minimum payment so they don't put it back. So that's the same thing that guys do. They show a little bit of attention just to keep you entertained, keep you hanging on.
Okay.
And then they get to that point where it's like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and pay the layaway out.
Oh,
Or
okay.
it's like, you know what, I did see something else. I'm going to go ahead and put the layaway back. So
First of all, in today's dating and mating market, we know it's far more likely that women are breaking up from their marriages and their relationships. Women are the one leaving their relationships when they see something a little bit more that they like. The grass is greener on the other side. They're leaving men for just the hope of finding somebody else. How many women have called into my channel talking about they want to leave their husbands and they're every bit of 5'4", 200 pounds? But they think because they got a degree that entitles them to being able to just leave and going to get somebody else. So men aren't leaving like that. But that's the theory. That's the story. And here's the problem with Brother Steve. Steve, I don't have a problem with the show. Do what you do. But Steve and the guys like Steve don't offer any pushback or telling of the rest of the story.
my question is, why does it seem like guys are not happy with what they have and they always feel like they're looking for the next best thing?
Well, let me say this. We can't put you on layaway unless you let us put you on layaway.
That's true.
If a man is allowed, now I'm gonna use your words now. If a man is allowed to put down a minimum payment, you know what you said. You let a man put down a minimum payment, and now you on hold, then he come back and decide he don't want you no more and gotta put you back. Ladies, you have got to empower yourself.
No problem with what he said to this point. You allow a man to put you on hold for a minimum payment. No problem with that. Ladies, you have to empower yourself. No real problem with that. However, there has not been a clarifying question. He just accepted it as reality. This woman ain't an 8, 9, or a 10. She's in Atlanta, the most competitive market in the country for black women to find a black man. She's average looking. She's not 21. Somebody remember how old she is? I didn't catch it. But these things matter. So Steve, hey, he's got a show to run. He's got books to sell. And I'm all for it. Because, like it or not, gentlemen, the women put their money where their mouth is.
What are we talking about here?
Now, on top of that, okay, so I got an example. There was a guy that I was dating. Everything was nice and good for a good couple of months. I went out of town for work for a couple of weeks, and he just kind of disappeared. Don't know what happened. Just...
These strong, intelligent, educated women just never seem to know what happened when a relationship ends. How many times have we heard that over here? And Steve, he blinked, but he didn't go there. Now, I can't tell if this woman has on contacts, but it kind of looks like she does. You know, them colored contacts. Her eyes ain't, anyway.
Like, I felt like I had to do all the communicating, like, just to keep him, like, it was just because I was out of town, and it was like, what's really
I'm not understanding what this got to do with layaway. You went from layaway to a damn pawn shop.
But I feel like that might have been the layaway. Like, how is it that we can tell, like, when a guy is serious? Because...
Listen to me. This is Uncle Steve talking to you now.
Come on.
How can we tell when a guy is serious? This is why Now, I want you to ask yourself a question. If this woman went to college, I'm assuming like a lot of black women she did, it is my opinion that many women, many sisters like her have already found their man. He was their high school sweetheart, their college boyfriend, and they left him. They dumped him, they blew it. And now they're out here on the open dating market, late 20s, early 30s, 40s, trying to figure out how to win when you already won. You just didn't know it. Now Steve wants to be Uncle Steve and talk to her and tell her. Let's see what he talks to her and tells her.
Stop. You have the power. Why do you not understand what you have? What is it that has happened in society that has women thinking all of a sudden that they're not the prize anymore?
It's called feminism. Me Too. It's called you wanted equality, you got it. You have an open, deregulated sexual marketplace. You don't want to be under any man's control, tutelage, or whatever. So the market decides what it decides. You can empower yourself all you want to. You can say you are the prize, but where Steve is about to go is the reason so many women think the grass is greener on the other side. Ladies, understand something. Do me a favor. Look forward. Then I need you to look down about 2 feet. That's called a vajayjay. It comes standard on all female models. There is not a model that comes off the factory lot that does not have one. It comes standard. It's not special. Oh, it's not special. Not these days. It used to be when it only had one driver. When you could verify the previous owner through father, whoever. When not many people had taken it for a test drive. But if it's become a rental or a buy here, pay here lot, I'm sorry. You cannot demand premium, especially for a 10-year used vehicle. Okay?
What has happened? What trick have we played on you that's got you not realizing that this thing you sitting on changes empires?
The first thing he went to do is speak to your ego. Not since Helen of Troy has a woman's changed an empire. And even that was hyperbole. There's 7 billion people on the planet. Ladies, 1/3 of women 50 years ago had to work. 1/3 of mothers with children under 18 had to work 50 years ago. None of those women with the standard was changing empire. They was changing diapers. But they weren't changing, they weren't doing nothing with empire. But this is what he goes to tell these women to make them feel okay about where they are. And herein lies the problem. I'm going to let the rest run, and I'm going to come in at the end.
You know, look, let me tell you. I talk to my wife's girls program. And I talk to the young girls, and I try to help them sometimes. And I use hunting as an analogy. If you want to go fishing, those of you who fish, you go get a fishing license. I don't know what it is now, but the last time I bought a fishing license, it was $7.50. You can fish all year, catch all the fish you want. If you want to go rabbit hunting, a rabbit hunting license is about $75 for the year. Ain't no limit on rabbits. You can bag all the rabbits you want. Now, if you want to go deer hunting is different. A license to deer hunt is a couple $100. And you can only tag one deer, and it has to be a buck. But in Africa, if you want to go hunting in Africa, If you want to hunt one of the big five, an elephant, a lion, a leopard, a rhino, or a Cape buffalo, that license is $50,000.
Woo! In Africa. He knew he hit a touchstone with that word. And $50,000. Yeah, this is fair use from Facebook. I'm probably going to remove this segment anyway, but I needed you guys to understand where this is coming from.
That's how much it costs. If you want to kill chickens, you don't even need a license. You just go out there and start slaughtering chickens. You can fry their ass. You can do whatever you want to do. You have a choice of what you're going to be. You can.
Attention. He's telling the women they have a choice of what they want to be. This is an outright lie. You don't.
Be a chicken, a fish, or you can be a lion, a Cape buffalo. You can have value. The value that you put on yourself is what we pay for the license. We the hunter. It's all day. That's all I am. I'm a hunter. Men hunt. You get to decide what you are. Stop allowing men to do it their way. The only reason we do it our way is because we've been allowed to. Y'all fine. Quit letting these men. All you gotta do is tell them up front, excuse me, can't let, I'm big 5. Can't lay me away, I'm sorry, I'm big 5. Well, I'll go get something else. Well, cool, but you won't get one of the big 5 though. You can go get all the chickens you want.
Have is any men co-signing him, because the men are like, that's bull. You can feel like whatever you want to feel like, but at the end of the day, you can value yourself or whatever. But ladies, what Steve is not telling you is Men control access to relationships. Women only control access to sex. Notice that's all he gave you was your standard for JJ. And with that, you're supposed to become an elephant? A $50,000 prize? Sorry. It's thinking. Hold on. No sound. What happened to the sound? No, I'm still here. I'm still here. Bottom line is this. I was given the rabbit and the rabbit thing. You can feel like you're you can be a rabbit and feel like you're a lion, and that works as long as you're in a rabbit hole. When you go out into the world, even a small mid-sized dog will look at you, and if you think you are a lion, that rabbit, that mid-sized dog is gonna have you for lunch. It doesn't work in the real world. Steve is right to tell you ladies, yes, you need to value yourselves. Yes, you need to empower yourselves. Yes, you need to have a standard, but it all has a limit on it. You cannot decide your value, ladies. The market does, and the market is men. You can put $50,000 on yourself and think you are a big game, but men control access to relationship. You only control access to sex. And that's what Steve left you with, telling you that your sex, your vajayjay could get you the highest prize. No, it comes standard. And that's what he's doing with so many women, letting average women think that they are above average and the grass is greener on the other side, that you can just set your price and the market is going to pay it. Know this. Guys like Steve Harvey know fully well how we got here. Sexual revolution. It's an open market. And you have far too many women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s who in times past would have been out there, already married somebody's mother and gone, but still not out here trying to date. That woman said, you know, being put on layaway, and then she was dating and going out of here. Why didn't he ask her? Why didn't he ask, where's your dad at? Why didn't he ask, why ain't you already married? Why is it taking so long? I mean, she's not a horrible looking woman. She's average looking, normal. Why? Because so many women like her. Honestly, when you listen to them, they have already met their guy. They just threw him away. They broke up with him. They dumped him. Let me tell you a story. Let's see if this ever makes sense to anybody. But before I do that, let's check these likes and dislikes. We got 1,300 people watching. We got to get the likes up. Let's get the likes up to over 800 as we're getting in here, because I want to get into this next part because it is important. Lights up, likes up, likes up, likes up. We got to get it up, man. We got to get them up. We got to get them up. How we doing tonight? I hope you guys are enjoying this part of the broadcast. I know I like it. I know I like this part. Get them up, get them up, get them up, get them up, get them up.
Money work.
Get them likes up. Money world.
Se arregla con dinero. Money world. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero.
What's going on, Judge Dre? Jared. Oh, Ben D'Souza in the house. Alpha Male, what's going on? W. Hawkins. What kind of collar is this? Cut away.
vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work, yeah. El mundo quiere dinero.
Hey, 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 hey.
Money work, se arregla con dinero, Money work, yo digo las cosas como son, no quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción, yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves, sabes tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés, ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré, no vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work, yeah. El mundo quiere dinero, yeah, yeah.
We're almost up there.
Money work, se arregla con dinero, yeah. Money work, corazón, de corazón.
Hey.
La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón, de corazón. Yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work, el mundo quiere dinero.
That's right, Bo. Mark Love, we're about to get into it. They ain't ready for this. They ain't ready for you CIA gentlemen. They ain't ready for you men over here. They ain't ready for you men over here that got your head on straight. These women ain't ready for these men over here that got their head on straight. Are they ready for y'all? I don't know if these women are ready for the men of 2020. The men who have taken all the shit. The men who have heard, you ain't nothing. You ain't this. You on the down low. You the lowest man. You ain't built nothing. You ain't this. Okay, we've taken it all. We've said, all right, we ain't crap. We're going to get our Denzel on glory on. And we just going to take that lash. And we ain't going to say a word. You just going to get that one tear. But each and every time you hit us with that lash, we're going to get stronger and more determined. You ain't going to break us. We're just going to take it. But see, what you wasn't expecting the brothers to not say nothing. To actually get out there and do something. Show their work. Actually get some work out there. Get done. Do something. No, we ain't built the Empire State Building. We got a shack, but it's ours. And when they finally, brothers are doing something, showing something, and they come back and say, you know what? I've got myself on this point. I got myself here. I'm a truck driver now. I got this. I got my own business. I got internet marketing. And it's like, well, oh, wait, hold on. Well, I didn't know you was going to be nothing. I thought you was going to be that little scrub that I forgot. We forgot the story. That's right. So the story goes like this. There was a guy. Let's call the guy. What do we want to call the guy? See, we got Keith Henry. We don't want to call it. Let's call him Charles. Let's just call him Charles. Chuck. Let's call him Charles. Charles. Now, I don't know if we want to use Charles. We want to use Charles. We want to use Charles. How many people in there is Charles? Let's use Charles. Charles is a normal guy. Average guy. Average height, average looks, average build, average intelligence. That's an average guy. He goes to high school, does the right thing, makes a 3.0, gets into a opportunity to go to a state school, not on scholarship. He goes, and he wasn't the captain of the football team, so he didn't get the head cheerleader at college. That wasn't how it was. He may have blossomed later. He didn't have a mustache at 9th grade. Maybe he grew, towards his junior or senior year. He went to the prom. He had a date. He's not an awkward guy. He's not a socially weird or whatever. He's a normal guy. Went to college, went to a university, whether he commuted or lived on campus, and he meets Kim. No, Harry. We're gonna change the name from Charles. We're gonna change the name to Harry. Charles is not Harry. Harry meets Kim. Harry meets Kim. Sorry, Checo. Harry meets Kim. He meets Kim halfway through his freshman year. Freshman year, Kim's on the yard, and Kim is, average looking herself. She's not a beauty queen. She's not one of those women that the athletes, the jocks went after automatically. She's not one of the freshmen that the Noops ran up on, because you know how we did. We came at him. When we saw him get on the yard, we came at him. But she's a good girl. Harry was an accounting major. Kim was a marketing major. Or a psychology major, even better. Kim was a psych major. And Harry was an accounting major. They met freshman year halfway through, and they hit it off. They went back to each other's dorm room. They had little dominoes, watched a movie, maybe Netflix, whatever. Pick your poison. They met either freshman year or the sophomore year, either or. Maybe the second semester of the freshman year. So they had a little time in the university. Then they went out. They were a couple from sophomore year, late freshman year, through sophomore year. But somewhere around senior year, junior year, second semester, Kim all of a sudden decides to pledge a sorority, or she loses that freshman 15, or she goes away for the summer, and all of a sudden she comes back with all these new ideas. She then came back, and her friends who went to Stanford and Caltech and NYU and everybody that come back, and they're like, yeah, girl, I met this guy over here. He's a lawyer. And all of a sudden, Harry ain't looking like Harry used to look. Kim is looking at Harry and is like, he's a good guy, but ain't anything wrong with him. I like him. I love him. I know he loves me, but he's just kind of boring. He's kind of boring. And yeah, girl, I'm up here dating football players and basketball players, and I'm with lobbyists and this and that. Next thing you know, Kim is telling Harry at the end of the junior year, it ain't you, it's me. We need to break up because I got to go get ready to graduate, and I don't want anything that's going to trip me up. I don't want anything too serious. I got to be able to go where the opportunities are. Have we heard this story before, guys? Have we seen this picture? And Harry is devastated over the summer. Kim has gone out to hot girl summer because she's 21. At this time, 22. Oh, she can pull anybody around these days because she's still fine, young, attending all our college parties. She can get into the clubs and everything else. Harry just turned 21, broke, the bottom of his potential. Even if he get into the club, he can't afford the drinks. Damn sure can't park VIP. Kim is getting all the attention. Kim comes back her senior year, and she is doing it. She's interviewing. Next thing you know, she sees Harry. She's cool with Harry. Kim actually she decides to get on that carousel a little bit because she never really got that out of her system. And then it starts getting around. Hey, man, did you used to kick it with Kim? Sophomore, junior year? Yeah, man. I saw over there with Trav, man. I saw over there with Dante. Yeah, man. Damn, Roger told me, and next thing you know, Harry's on the yard hearing the love of his life just getting, she's with these old F-boys. And he's like, dang, why are you going with these dudes? These dudes have horrible reputations. One of these dudes even got that STD luggage. But she just out here, and he like, and then Harry still care about Kim, so even still trying to check up on her. He's simping. So anyway, this goes on. Kim is on top of the world. Harry's, because she went from one monkey branch to another. Nobody quite want Harry because once a woman break up when she on the yard and go on to another one, you got the scarlet letter. They're like, ooh, what's wrong with him? He must not be this. So he goes this senior year by himself. Graduates, gets a job in the same city. But guess what? After graduation, Kim goes to get her job in HR somewhere, making $36,000 a year in Dallas or Atlanta. Let's give her 40. And Harry's making 40 himself. 45. Not much more, but still more. But she's still a youngster. She's out in Atlanta in the big city with her new apartment, and she's shopping at IKEA or West Elm, and she's getting all the little shit. She's going to Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, and now she's in the gym, and she's going to Fashion Nova and getting these little things and going out here and here and here, and she's at this patio and that patio and this rooftop and that rooftop. She is out doing the damn thing on Instagram and Instacart and Facebook Live and all this other stuff, and they're still friends. They see her, and everywhere you see Kim, she everywhere. But what you don't see is Kim's relationship status changing. You don't see Kim's relationship status change. This always says it's complicated. And then people who used to know Kim find her on Bumble, Tinder, POF, all this other kind of stuff. Next thing you know, you look up and weirdo, lame-o Harry messed around and got a girlfriend. And they're in a relationship. Get back to Kim. Somebody tell Kim, hey man, I remember Harry, the guy you used to kick it with in college? Yeah, girl, he's engaged to Janet. They're getting married. Kim feels some kind of way. Kim is feeling some kind of way by this time. And what did Kim say? Oh, you let a good one get away. Yeah, girl. He wouldn't start his own accounting practice or whatever. Even if he decided to not kick it with Janet, they run into each other at a college game or homecoming or whatever. 5 years out, 5 years after they broke up, roughly 5, and she's in her mid-20s, and Harry starts looking real good. Because she done been on that CC for a minute, and she's getting tired. And she's 27. And then she start calling up random black men on YouTube talking about what I need to do to find my Henry. I'm trying to be a housewife and not work, and I'm tired of getting flued out, and I'm not getting flued out like I did when I was 21 because I'm 27 now, and the new models are on the lot. What do I need to do to make sure I can get Keith Henry? Then instead of hollering at Steve Harvey, she ends up hollering at somebody like this. And then after a lot of this starts going on, she realized, oh, snap. I already met my husband. I already met my man. That guy I was with for 2 years, and he wanted to be serious with me. He had brought up marriage. He wanted to marry me. And I broke it off because I broke it off before he engaged because I didn't want to turn down the engagement. Yeah, that guy. The guy that was with for 4 years and he put up with all your BS and your attitude because he was with you from your junior year on through your senior year and the first year or so out of college. Yeah, that guy. You know, the guy that you dumped around, 21 to 23 when all your white colleagues and counterparts, your white, Hispanic, Asian, Middle Eastern, and other counterparts were getting married at 21 and 23. You were leaving your boyfriend. You were leaving Harry. Well, not you, but women like you. It wasn't you because you got good sense. It wasn't you particularly, you got good sense. It was them other girls that was leaving their Harrys. You got your Harry. That's why you and your husband are watching the show right. Oh, yeah, you're not married right now. That's right. But it's okay. You got a baby out of the deal. You ain't watching it with your husband, but you're watching it with your 3-year-old. But you don't know where his daddy is. He's out living his life. And then you come into men's spaces. And when men are talking about things that women do, you say men are bashing women or trashing women because they're not talking like Steve Harvey and telling women you can put $50,000 and be an elephant when you just a rabbit. I ain't call you a chicken, you're a rabbit. And you were getting rabbit when you was at college, but you wanted to be an elephant while you was a rabbit. You wanted to be an elephant, but you still a rabbit. And now you can't even get rabbit. And then people telling the truth, you say they're bashing, they're downgrading, they're misogynistic, they're toxic, they're this, they're that. So you go to the guys who will tell you what you want to hear, and they'll end up telling you you're the most lit on the dating scene at 40 years old, and buy my self-love book, and you're a quality queen, and all. I mean, they keep telling you all this shit, but when you look around, and Steve Harvey, Derek Jackson, Stephane Labossiere, Ace Metaphor, and any other names that people in the manosphere name, what do you never see in their audience? Oh, you never see these people in the chat room. You never see these men. You never see men, because at the end of the day, the end consumer for the product that is women is men. We are the end consumer. They are the end consumer. And any guy who's had to go and get his Denzel, who's been hairy, who's had somebody he cared about, and he ended up having to get that while he's getting that lash. And you wonder why they are not running back out to get you like they did with that bright-eyed and bushy-tailed exuberance like they did when they was in high school and college, when it was all free and new. Well, it's because how you treated them. Not only did you dump them when you should have kept them, you ran around and you got on that CC and hollered at all them fuck boys, and then you went out there and let everybody know that he was just all right, and you told people the reason we're not together because he's kind of and then every other guy knew that we can just get our turn on this doorknob, and everybody knew you messed around and left the good one. So whether that's his story and your particular, guys are out there like, well, cool. Now, they ain't walking around bitter. They're just saying we're going to be cautious, because now I'm at a place to where if I was where I am now, then you wouldn't have left him. You'd have been holding on for dear life if you were there, if you were where you are now, then. What do you hear women? Well, if I knew then what I know now. Well, if you'd have had your daddy, if your mama wouldn't have alienated your father, if women hadn't kept telling you that it's always men's fault, if you finally come over to places to start listening to men instead of demonizing for men for talking like men and being direct with you, you might not be in the position you're in right now asking, where are all the good men at? Where are all the good men at? Why can't I find no good men? Look in your resume. Look in your history. Look in your trash heap. That's where he is. You already had your good man. You just blew it. So when you end up calling into a show and I tell you, 2 years, 4 years, and you're in your 20s, that's a long time to be with somebody. 2 years at 20, that's 10% of your life. 4 years at 20, that's 20% of your life. You need to go on back to that dude on bended knee and see what you can work out. What do you hear? Oh, what? No, I can't do that. So what are you going to do? What's the alternative? You just going to stay out here? Kick it in them streets? See if you can find another one? Keep running the clock out? Think it's men's fault?
African family, so they're very conservative.
Think it's men's fault?
Then you just blew it. You had a guy that was with you.
James, you've been married for 3 years? How long? 7 years.
Is his wife over there?
No, they are separated.
Oh. There we go. All right. Well, I would tell you this. Fathers should be involved in this process. I'm hearing all kind of red flags. One, you had a 4-year relationship that you ended with a guy because he lacked ambition, I guess. Seems to be doing just fine for a guy who's like, 2 years older than you? He's making $80,000.
Yeah, I realize that now.
Right.
I realize that now.
Making 3 times your age. He sounds like he's doing just fine.
That's true.
How long ago was you talk to him?
He was actually here a few months ago.
So
He came to Atlanta.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw this out here, ladies. A lot of you have already met your husband. You just blew it. That's the next show. A lot of you ladies already have met your husband. You just blew it. You had a guy that was with you 4 years, and you ended that relationship. That was a mistake. Honestly, if he was able to put up with your demeanor, I mean, that's must mean he cared about you, had to love you. What do y'all ever talked? Okay, have you apologized to him?
Yes, we were still cool. We were still talking for the few years following.
But he's still talking to you. Does he still contact you?
Yes, he does.
So he still cares about you.
Yes.
Then why don't you get back with the man you should have married years ago and stop playing?
Why is that such a revolution? Why is that such a revelation to women? You had a man in your life for years and you dumped him. And he's still cool with you. He'll still talk to you. Why don't you go back? Because you're still using his non-sexual attention. Shout out to Alan Roger Curry.
He has to want it too.
No, ma'am. Why don't you get back with
Listen.
man you should have married years ago and stop playing?
He has to want it too.
No, ma'am. It's on you to crawl across broken glass to get back to him.
Woo!
He has to want it too. He didn't break up with you. You broke up with him and broke his heart. He has to want it too. No, it's up to you to crawl across broken glass to get back to him. And the first thing was like, woo! See, it's hard for women when they think they're better than you, when they think that they were going to find greener grass on the other side. It's hard for women to put that ego and that pride. And that's why so many of our sisters stay stuck. Ridiculous ego and pride. When you average looking, average job, average person. You had a normal average man and he was able to put up with yourself. And the notion of just humbling yourself and actually crawling back to him because, yeah, you did some damage. It's like, woo! No, I would consider it if he came back to me. Think about what most of these sisters say. I don't know about her in particular. Think about what most of these sisters say. Yeah, I would consider getting back with him if he turned around and came over here and kissed my butt and approached me and brought up the idea. Really? Really?
Broken glass.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You fucked up. You had him. 21. 4 years. And you blew him off, not because he was beating you, whipping you, drug addict, whatever, not cheating on you, whatever bullshit you called here about. He wasn't doing none of that. That ain't what you said. He was a good man. You just threw him out because he wasn't where you thought he should be, which is he was normal.
She said he was not spontaneous. You throw away a good man who's a truck driver now, making more money, and he's still in your sights. And she said he has to make it back. I gotta ask you, sis, can you guys stop listening to Steve Harvey and them? Because they got your head thinking that you should be big game when you're a rabbit. Steve don't have no hunters for you. And the hunter that tried to secure you, you think you'll be doing him a favor by going back. Let me be the first one to tell you. Newsflash. If he were to take you back, he's doing you a favor. You're not doing him a favor. I don't know where some of you ladies get off thinking that you should be able to demand the most when you're just normal. He's not this and he's not that. And you're not those things either. Because if you were, you'd already have it by now. Let me also say this truthfully. Truthfully. There are many people, forces out there that have a concerted interest in keeping black men and black women separate. There is a multi-billion-dollar industry built on black men being alone and black women being alone. So much so that the mere thought of a man talking to women freaks people out. To a mere thought of a woman actually moderating her position and saying all black men ain't bad, they want to start calling her pick-me's and slamming her. Think about what happens when somebody just comes along and says, the world's not over. There's still some hope out there for people. I don't know what percentage, but not all of them. But now the world is, think about it. Why so much energy to keep the status quo, the chaos? There are people who are like, yeah, stay prideful, stay egotistical, because as long as you're out there by yourself, women, you are a consumer. You have to buy. You have to buy. You have to pay. You have to pay the state for your police, fire department, EMTs, all that. See, all that stuff will be your man. You got to consume. You got to get out and go with your girlfriends to do hot girl summer and dinner parties and all that kind of stuff to fill the void that's missing from what I just put in the chat room. We are social creatures and have a deep underlying desire to find that one perfect person to spend time with for the rest of our days. Just a quote I pulled up from Psychology Today. I don't believe the perfect person part, but you understand the sentiment. We are social creatures. We are social creatures, and there is a market effort to keep black women dysfunctional and alone, and black men the same way. Sorry. I'm not buying. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to tell the guys that you left, the guys that you thought weren't good enough, the guys that if they turn around and married a white woman, you'd be calling them sellouts and all this other kind of stuff. I'm not going to tell them they got to lift one finger to come back to you. Nope. You got to go back. See, I'm going to be real clear. If you actually had your guy and you blew it, it's on you to fix it. If it's not going to be chicken or egg, man got to lead, knock all that bull crap off. You blew it, you go back. That's the test. If you can't go back, congratulations. Enjoy the open dating market where there are 2 million more black women than black men. And depending upon what kind of man you want, he got to be over 6 feet tall, over 6 figures. You're trying to get an even smaller piece of the pie the older you get. Let's talk about it. I know many. Why can I tell that story? Because I know dozens of men who this has happened to. I'm not going to say anybody's name, but I've seen this so many times in my personal life. You know, men who loved women when they were young, but the women just didn't want to settle down. What in the French toast? Men wanting to settle down, but women, I don't want to settle down because you were told, because you halfway cute, that you could get a millionaire because you sitting on gold. And it turns out you realized it wasn't. Every guy after the one you dumped was less than this guy. And instead of going back to him off the rip and saying, oh my God, Harry, I made the biggest mistake. I went out here and I dated Reggie. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry I did. What do I have to do to fix it? I'll do whatever you ask. Please just give me another chance. I messed up. Please. Miss Harry, will you please tell Harry to take me? Please, Miss Harry, please. Miss Big Mama Harry, please, Miss Big Mama Harry, please. Oh, my Harry bad. He won't take me. Pastor, he won't take me. And then having Pastor Big Mama and Mama Harry. Look here, Harry. I know she messed up, but the girl done called and cried. She done cut Big Mama's yard, and she took her money out of tithes and offerings, and she then went over here and bought a turkey. Now look, boy, I know you mad at her. I know she messed up, but this woman didn't have me, Big Mama, the pastor, the church ladies. She's at your house every morning with muffins for the last 7 days. Can you at least listen to her? I think this time she may be serious. Now that's your mama saying that. But see, there's some black women, there were some women in the chat room be like, oh, hell no. I would never humiliate myself for that. Oh no, you'll just go ahead and put more miles on the car. You'll just keep being Avis Rent-A-Car, right? You'll just keep being Enterprise. Enterprise will get you there. You'll keep being Uber. Come on. Keep running that total up. Whoop, whoop. Like the sign on McDonald's. 1 billion served. Like the guy who loved you wasn't good enough. The guy who was into you wasn't good enough. No, you think you're going to go find it out there, just random out there on the market. I don't know why y'all think y'all going to randomly find it out on the dating market when you couldn't find it, when you already found it when you was on the college campus or in a controlled environment in your youth, in your early times. The people you find early on in life are the people who fall in love or fall in like or whatever with the real you. Not your income, not your car. They liked you for you. Just face it. You weren't raised to be a girlfriend or a wife. It freaked you out. It freaked you out. It freaked you out when you was too young and you were too silly to handle it. He was too nice too soon. How many women do you know have told a man, yeah, he was too good too soon. I wasn't ready to be serious. Oh, you wanted to go out and be a slizzy? Oh, okay. All right, cool. How'd that work out for you? See, other folks will sit down and square up. You know, Becky will go ahead and be like, I am not trying to be out here by myself. I'm trying to get squared away. Nope, I'm good. I had my sorority fun. I was drunk at parties, passed out. We did all that stuff, but now that's a wrap. I'm done. I've got PTA meetings and cookies to bake. Nope. But you out here commuting every day pre-COVID. You out here driving to work, fighting, paying tolls, packing lunches because you broke. Because it ain't like you're making all that money. It ain't like a lot of women out here just making all this damn money. You got an average job, doing average things, just like that woman who was a teacher's aide, leaving your husband. And talking about getting a high value man. What? You had him. You had him. But that means I gotta actually do what? I mean, can he come back to me? I mean, can he watch this show and know that that's me and know that I'm thinking that I want him to come back to me and know that if he comes back to me, I'll take him back? Can he do all that? Why do I have to do that? All this damn pride, man. Pride gonna keep you alone. Join the show, ladies. Tell me what I got wrong. Tell me how I'm off while Steve was right. You could be a Cape Buffalo. You could be a lion. You could be a tiger. You can be whatever. Why are you telling women they got to settle and go back? I ain't telling you got to do nothing. I'm telling you already had him. I'm telling you already had him and you blew it. And the universe is telling you that too, because ain't nobody since then tried to be serious with you. Ain't nobody since then tried to actually, quote unquote, settle you down. That's what the universe is telling you. Ain't that right? You can ask some questions on the, you can ask the questions you want on the show. Yazzie B, it'll be interesting to hear what kind of relationship you have, period. Because we know it can't be, Yazzie in here all the time. Yazzie, why don't you have your boyfriend come onto the show with you? Who is Lee? I'm okay. Steve White, man. Steve's wife is a retread, man, and you know Steve know what he's doing. I don't want to hear from Lee. I'll listen. Hey, Counselor Church, chill out, man. Don't go over the top now. I got it. And see, the thing is, when these guys are out and about doing their thing, and when they mess around and end up with, Marisol or Maria, and you want to see something real foul. You want to see something real foul? is to see a black man in Atlanta with a Hispanic woman. When I see a CIA looking black man, a Henry looking black man with a Hispanic woman, and to see some of these women in Atlanta who just wow. Like, why y'all mad? Y'all want him? Why y'all want it? Did y'all want him? Okay. Yazzie always gonna be here. Yazzie got a crush on me, man. Don't y'all know? Yazzie got a crush. She got a crush on me. Yeah, Emmanuel said the scenario you painted happened to my best friend, got married under a year. I'm telling you, Emmanuel, I have seen it dozens of times, my brother. Emmanuel, you're the guy with the you're with the PhD lady, right? I think that was you. Because I remember your name. I think his name was spelled with an I. What was her name? Her name was Tiffany, I think. Yeah. Brothers aren't no. Mm-mm. There you go, classy young man. There you go, classy young man. So, and this is the thing, you can't get mad at brothers when they have tried to be with a sister early on. And you always trying to hold out for, you know what we called it? This is what we called it back in the day. We called it, she's holding out for the bigger nigga. That's what we called it back in the day. She's holding out for the bigger nigga. He's going to be bigger money, taller, bigger whatever, the bigger nigga. That's what we called it. She's holding out for the bigger nigga. That's what we called it. So my thing is, how many women know or feel like they've already, they know they've messed up? It's like, dang, I think I've already met him and I blew it. What do? Well, see, that's where you need to help him in, because Steve Harvey can't help you. That's where you need to help him in, because you may not be in interaction with the guy. You may not be in interaction with the guy. But if he's single and you're single, if he's unmarried, let me go ahead and give you some good advice, ladies. If he is unmarried, you better do what you got to do. You can catch him by aeroplane, or you can get there how you can. If he is unmarried, there is time. He got a girlfriend, but don't go back playing. Dwayne Wayne did it on what was it? A Different World. If you ladies talking about you want to be married and all these things, you need to be going after your man more serious than you went after your degree and your college and your career. Get here if you can. That's it. Or, I mean, I don't want to see a bunch of cat ladies. I don't. I really don't. I do not want to see that world. I'd rather not. I'd rather not, man. Go ahead and speak, man. I'm going to make a video. I think I'm going to do a video series. If I could speak to Steve Harvey, what I would say. If I could talk to Steve, some things I would say. Now, why is the world like this? Unfortunately, since the 1960s, 70s, women have been told they can have it all. And no one can have it all. Men, we've lived in a country that gives participation trophies and not competition. Now we're at 2020 and we're realizing we become a softer, weaker society. You need to compete. You need men to be competitive. And that relies testosterone and aggression. That means you're going to end up having to have men out here who are going to have to put in hours. They're not going to be house. If you want a man to be able to pay the cost to be the boss, that means you're going to have to be the woman in the house. If you can get that. If you can get that. No one wants to be normal anymore. No one wants to be average. Zion. Hello? No one wants to be normal. No one wants to be normal anymore. Go ahead and speak. Speak. And the thing is, when I can say average and people get offended, I'm like, why are you offended? Somebody's saying you're average. Hello. All right, I'm going to go ahead and remove you because you can't seem to get it together. Let me go ahead and put you back. So let's go ahead and ask this question. Ladies, all seriousness, ladies, the question now is, do you want to win? Or do you want to look good losing? Hello. Do you want to win? Or is it that you just want to look good while you're losing? See, that ego, that pride, that'll make you look good to the public, to the world that thinks you are strong, independent, sassy, the sapphire, don't need no man. That whole thing, you can look like that woman I said that I worked with, who I walked into her office and she was just completely broke down because she's like, I can't continue to do this no more. I'm not this strong. I can't do it. And I was like, God damn, Angela, really? Angela had that, and she had the coldest fur. Angela's style was like, and I'm a style guy. Angela's style was cold. This woman just gave up the ghost. Fur coat behind the wall over there. She had just cried her whole face off. It looked like the Joker or something. Remember RoboCop when the cop rolled into the toxic waste and he came out. That's what she looked like. She was just like, fuck it, I can't do it. I can't do it. I don't want to make money. I can't take care of it. She just gave it. I was like, shit. Just in the, wow. I don't know if you've ever seen a woman give it up like that. She didn't know nobody was around, and she was into it so much she couldn't stop it. And I'm like, fuck. She was just like, and to her credit, she did not try to put on a brave face the next day. She was different from that point on. I was like, and it made me start to wonder how many more of these sisters are walking around like this. So why do you think we have so many women on antidepressants and psych meds? Why do you think we've had a rise in overall weight? Women are emotional creatures. We're all emotional, but women are filter everything through their emotions. And if there's no counterbalance, honestly, How many men truly, guys, here's a question for you. How many men truly think women want to live this way? How many of you really think this is the way they want to be? Hello?
Hey Kevin, how's it going?
I'm well. What do you got for me?
Hey man, you just told a lot of guys' stories, and I would attest that I was one of those men who was ready junior year, senior year, and exactly what you said happened to me.
Really?
So, yes, um, I come from a more conservative culture. I'm African,
Mm-hmm.
and I was really looking to get married at the age of 23, 24.
Right.
And as a science major, a lot of us study late at night with ladies as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these women were with us late in the night, studying, being around. We dated, but
Mm-hmm.
when it came junior, senior year, they moved on. And the funny thing is, some of them find you through LinkedIn
Yep.
years later, and you get that message, "Hey, what's up?"
Lee, I'm a chemical engineering major. So science major. I know at the Waffle House, you're at the IHOP, you're pulling the all-nighters. Yep. Yep. So did the woman this happened, have you spoken to her since?
I spoke to her after college. Um, she had apologized and tried to reconnect,
Mm-hmm.
but the problem was, at that point the fog from my eyes had lifted,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw her for who she was,
Okay.
and I saw the work she needed to get done, and she hadn't gotten it done, so I couldn't do it.
There you go. See, that's the other side of it. Ladies, you did something wrong. You want men to atone for the being the F boys that they were. When you do something wrong, you need to at least go back and make that right. And the brothers does not have to take you back, especially if you haven't done the work. And I'm not saying take her back. She has to do some work. She has to be ready. So, I mean, I'm glad to hear that, you at least got some closure, as it were, to know you weren't completely freaking crazy. Because I'm quite sure when this happened, you were probably like, what the hell?
I thought I had it so wrong. And the funny thing is, what changed my perspective was a younger woman at the time that I started dating when I graduated. And um, that's what made me realize I was so stuck on this person. But a true woman who cares for you treats you in a different way.
Well, I appreciate you calling in because, I don't want guys to get one-itis. If anything else, I'm just glad to hear men can actually hear a story that may resonate with them and they can realize that they're not the problem. And for those who did get closure, I've been one of these guys too. I've had closure and it was a good feeling to know, damn, you knew you messed up. You know what it is, but I appreciate you calling in, fam.
Yeah, and I booked a session. So when you get a chance.
Okay, man. Return
All
them.
right, thank you.
All
Bye.
right, bye-bye. See, guys,
All right.
understand something. There are no perfect situations, but let's just play that forward. Let's just say what happened to Lee. Lee says she reached out and contacted and apologized. And then she shot her shot. But she didn't do the work. And he should not have got back. You don't go back and to allow somebody to hurt you again. But I say if she's done the work and knows what she's messed up on, entertain it. What's the worst that can happen? You turn it down? Because if nothing else, we gotta stop thinking that men don't have feelings in this stuff too. Y'all are not robots. And it does something for your peace of mind for you to realize I was not completely crazy. There ain't nothing wrong with me. There's something wrong with you. And you can walk away from that, and she can walk away from that, and hopefully, wherever she goes and you go, y'all are better people down the road. because I will tell you, I work with people, with men, and the unresolved issues and things like that. We all have it. Why do I continue to tell people get help, get therapy? Because we continue to try to doctor on ourselves, and you cannot see where your mental wounds are. Let's see. Let me see if I can let this person in. All right, guys, we got another about 15 or so minutes, and I'm gonna get up out of here. Um, hello.
Yes. Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good. What do you got for me?
I got some couple of questions. I'm
Okay,
new to
first
your
up, first
channel.
up, first up, I need you. First up, hi. I need your name.
Hi, how you doing?
I need your name.
Okay. Oh, my name is Yasmin.
Yasmin or Jasmine?
Yasmin with a Y.
Okay, and how old are you?
I just turned 28.
Okay, and where you calling from?
California.
Northern, southern, northern or southern?
The Bay Area. I'm new to
Oh,
the Bay, so I don't know if that's
okay. So what do you?
mean anything.
So what can I
Okay.
help you with?
All right. Well, I just want to let you know I just first come across this channel, so I'm a little nervous too.
It's
So
okay. I don't
I
bite.
love the content. Okay, so I love the content, and I love what you're talking about, and I agree with a whole lot of stuff. And so I just got a couple of questions I like to ask.
Okay.
Um, Let me get right to it. So I know about the age thing for the women. When I'm getting out here on the dating scene, I ain't know too much about the age thing. So my question is, because I heard you guys say about women over 30, is pretty much over for them. They've been ran through,
No,
and stuff. So
I didn't say that.
yeah, not you particularly. The comments, I read comments and stuff like that.
Okay.
A lot of people say, "Oh, once they 30, it's it." And I'm just want to know, is it really over for women once they hit 30? The people that are like, in their late 20s, and it's like,
Okay.
dang, like when we hit
Let me give
30,
you. Let
like,
me let
so
me
it's a
no, let me
wrap.
let me settle down. Okay. Hold on. Here's what I
Okay.
need you to focus on. Okay. There is something called the wall, and the wall has everything to do with every woman's fertility window.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
At 35, the American Medical Association say that's when the average woman reaches high risk pregnancy, right?
Right. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
at age 30 is what is called the wall, because women from 30 to 35 have a shortened
Mm-hmm.
window to have what's considered to lower risk pregnancy. And it
Right.
really
Right.
doesn't matter. So that's why you hear a lot of guys say after 30. That's one of the main
Okay.
reasons.
Okay.
Well, another one
Right.
of the
Right.
reasons is it tends to be after age 27 to 30 when women are
Mm-hmm.
finally starting to think about settling down, yet
Mm-hmm.
they are having demands as if they are still in their early 20s.
Okay.
They have
Okay.
not adjusted the value to where they are now.
Okay.
Meaning a lot of times women have gained weight.
Okay.
They've actually had increased partners. And with
Uh-huh.
partners and relationships comes damage and trauma. Most
Right.
people don't go get that addressed. So it's like that's why you often hear the used car analogy kind of thing. So it's not that life
Okay.
is over. It's here's the thing: at your age, you should be making better moves than you did at 21. You should be
Oh
more
yeah,
proactive.
absolutely.
You should
Yeah.
be the most feminine, the most cooperative, the most beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
the most inspirational. You should be outclassing a 21-year-old woman because you are 6 years older than her.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's the case, you've got upside. But unfortunately, the
Okay.
majority of women at your age aren't. They're just expecting men to take me as I am, and that won't work. What's your second question?
Right. Yeah, and I've been watching the Code channel too, so I'm on that femininity and stuff like that. So I'm getting a lot of knowledge now and stuff. So, and then my second question, I usually get a lot of men ask a woman her age, and usually that's saying because she looks younger than what she really is. and I usually get 22, 23, 24, whatever the case may be. And so, and yes, I watch other channels like
What's the question?
Michaela Pink.
What's the
So
question?
I'm getting to it.
I'll get to it.
So the question is, when the man asks a woman her age, should a woman tell her age or should she not? Because like I said, it could be a disadvantage.
No. See, that's why.
Okay.
First off,
Yeah, I just want to ask.
the people you watch, you're watching Nicole Michelle. Have no problem with her platform, but Michaela Pink, I don't know.
Okay.
No. Why are you
Okay.
watching a Level Up platform where? Let me just answer directly. Do you want to be deceived?
No, I don't want to be deceived.
Then don't deceive.
Absolutely not.
Then don't deceive a man.
Okay. And I've been telling my age, and they'd be like,
Well,
oh,
my thing is, are you
yeah.
proud of your age?
Yeah, I'm always saying myself, oh, I'm 28.
Right. So there would be any woman that would sit back and lie about something. That means you're trying to cover up or hide. And if I catch you lying, I don't need to know why. I'm just gone.
Right.
See.
Okay.
These Level Up channels.
I just want to know.
These Level Up channels, they're how many men are in these spaces?
You talking about the level? It's probably very few. You can count on one hand.
Yeah, count on one hand. So if there's a live stream and there are 150, 200 people, how many men are over there?
Not many.
Then why are you there?
Okay. Just to get an insight. I feel like when
you're in a room full of women. So you're in a room full of women. So you're in a room full of women telling women how to get men, but there ain't no men there. What's wrong with this picture?
Yeah, I understand. Reason why I watch it is to be more ladylike.
Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
Ladylike?
Like more feminine. But I know Michelle's not Michelle, what her name, Michaela Pink is definitely something else.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. These levels. I'm not talking about Nicole Michelle and femininity. I'm talking about these manipulative platforms. That's not going to make you anything other than you want to play games. Games will be played with you. And I don't think you want to play games, especially depending upon what caliber of man you want. You play games with the right caliber of man, you're just going to end up continually bankrupt in Monopoly. So are you actually working with a femininity coach one-on-one?
No, not right now.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
I just work a regular 9 to 5.
Okay. And the reason I ask is because you have a very assertive way of speaking. I don't really feel a lot of femininity in your communication. I would suggest this is where sitting down, watching videos is fine, but it's not going to change who you are. It's just information. Videos come after the work. If you really want to improve, you're going to need to actually work with somebody one-on-one. I don't teach femininity. I'm not a woman.
Right.
But I'll just tell you the tone, the tenor, the way I'm,
Yeah, I understand. I don't like my voice over the phone. I know I don't like to hear my voice, but like when I'm in person, I sound totally different how I sound over the phone. Like I already know, like I sound.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, I don't like how I sound over the phone.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's not just over the phone. That's my advice. Don't try to do this on your own because ultimately I'll ask you a couple of questions I got to run. Do you want to get married?
Yes, I do.
Do you want
to have kids?
Do you want to be a stay-at-home wife?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to have to work to pay substantial bills?
No.
How many kids do you want to have?
As many as I can have. 3, 4.
Okay, let's give you 4. How tall are you?
5'2".
How much do you weigh?
Like 120.
What dress size?
Medium.
No, dress size.
I guess like a 6, whatever a medium is translated to that.
So
because I get like different dresses.
Okay,
I get
hold on. Let me finish.
I don't get fitted.
Hold on. Let me tell you, there's a problem. A woman should know her dress size. There's no medium. You should know your dress size.
Okay, well the dresses I get says medium, so it'd be probably an 8.
Okay, okay, but I'm just telling
Okay,
you from a
I'm listening. I got you.
don't need to be combative. Just listen. Were you raised with your
No,
dad in your
I am.
house? Were you raised with your dad in your house?
When I was younger,
Right. And were mom and dad married?
yes, it was.
Were you raised to be a housewife?
No.
All right. Then um you live in the Bay Area?
Yes, now I do.
How much do you think a man has to make to be able to afford a wife and 4 children in the Bay Area for a middle class, upper middle class, lower upper class lifestyle?
Oh, for kids. Oh yeah, he probably got at least for that. Then yeah, probably over 6 figures,
Give me a number.
especially in the Bay Area. But I'm not trying to like
No, no,
really live
just
in
give
the
me a
Bay Area.
number. Just give me a number.
Oh, okay. Um, I guess at least over 1 million. Like you said, if I want 4 kids.
No, give me over what?
Um, for the Bay, at least
How much does he
I
need
guess
to
a
make
year.
how much does he need to make every year?
Oh, every year. Mm, maybe 250K.
250K.
Yeah, that's
Ma'am, this is why I asked about numbers. At
okay.
28, you're the age to where you should know more than a 21-year-old. Like your dress size is something I expect a grown woman to know. I also expect a grown woman to know that if you're living in the Bay Area, how long have you been there?
Since March
Since March.
26th.
Where'd you come from?
I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio.
And is that where you spent most of your life?
Uh-huh.
All right. How much would it cost in Cincinnati if you have a if you were not to work and you had 4 children and you have to have a middle class, upper middle class, lower upper class lifestyle? How much would you think your husband need to make?
At least 60 to 70 K a year.
Okay.
It goes long ways in
So
Cincinnati.
how much are you making annually? I don't know you,
Like
man.
20,000.
All right.
Yeah, I know. Just like about 20,000.
And you didn't go to college?
No, I didn't.
All right. So you went to high school and you making minimum
Uh-huh.
wage. Okay. Um,
Right.
why are you making so little money? It's relevant to what I'm trying to get to.
Okay. Mm, so I'm making little money
Yes, ma'am. $20,000 a year.
because
You're just above.
I travel, I move around, so it's like I don't really like stay in one place.
How long? Okay.
So
So, ma'am, there
yes.
are a lot of things at issue here. One, you don't even understand how much money a man needs to make. A man making $60,000 with a wife with 4 kids, you're in poverty.
Okay. Well, hey, that's why I call Nancy. That's why I'm like, you know,
I get it, but you're a grown woman. You should know how much the cost of living is in a place. I mean, do you have a roommate?
I'm staying one of the common living places. Yeah, because I'm not from here, so yeah.
Okay. So, did you have a roommate in Cincinnati?
No, I stay with my mom.
Right. A husband with the ability to pay for a wife and 4 kids does not fall out of the sky like Disney.
Yeah, I know.
But I think what you're asking for is unrealistic for who you are. And I'll tell you why.
No, I'm trying to get. That's not. I'm trying to get to. I'm my real question. I'm trying to. I want to get to like okay. I'm 28 and I want to have kids. Not necessarily 4, but that's the ideal. But I'm probably not going to really have 4. I would like to at least have 2. That's my ideal number is really 2. And I'm 28 and I do want to be married. So I just
What's the
want to
longest
know.
relationship you've ever had?
I never really had a real long relationship. I never really
What's the
took
longest relationship
relationships
you ever had?
serious. Never had a real long relationship. I mean, I had like boyfriends here and there, and like
What's the longest
in
relationship
school.
you've ever had?
None. I never really had a long relationship.
So you just have sex?
No, I don't really have sex like that either. That's what I'm saying. I just had boyfriends here and there, but it's never really serious. It was like in high school, but I never really got on the pogo stick or anything like that. I wasn't that type of girl. I was really conservative,
Have you called
real
into my show
homebody.
before?
Huh?
Have you called into my show before?
No, this is my first time.
Okay.
This is literally my first time I came across.
Understand something. I keep asking you a direct question. So are you a virgin?
No, I'm not a virgin.
Okay. So what's the longest you've ever been with a guy? 3 months? 1 month? 6 months?
Okay, I'd say 6 months recently.
Okay.
Like
why is that such a hard
2018.
ma'am? Why is that such a hard question to answer? You do okay, at 28, it shouldn't be this hard to answer just a direct question. But let's just get on to it. You don't have any relationship skills because the conversation skills are tough. Okay.
Oh, I know. I don't
Okay.
have any
Okay.
relationship skills.
But that's what it's going to take to be married. I mean, you weren't raised to be a wife. You have no relationship skills. Why would a man marry a woman who's making minimum wage and then allow her to sit at home? Relationship.
What's the solution for this then? That's
Well,
why I want to,
here's the solution. Here's the solution. Here's the solution. Grow the French toast up. Grow up. You're almost 30 years old and you're living with your mama and living in Airbnb somewhere. Grow up. Get a skill. Get a job. Pay for yourself. Stop hitchhiking around the country and being a butterfly. Grow up. A man is not your exit strategy to suck off of his money and then just no.
No, that's not what I'm. No,
Why
I'm
are
getting my
you
own
28?
place
Why are you
this
28 years
year.
old with no roots? Why are you 28 years old with no relationship history, no real job history, and you're just out here, ma'am? Here's a question, ma'am. Here's a question, ma'am. Here's a question, ma'am. Here's a question. If a man were to be living his life this way, what would the world call him?
You said if he was what?
If a man were living his life the way you are, what would the world call him?
I guess like a loser, I guess.
Yes, a loser. Women can be losers too.
I know.
So, when are you going to decide to start winning? Not husbands, not marriage, not YouTube shows. It's time to grow up.
Right.
It's time to grow up. What has to happen before you decide to? I mean, I don't know why you moved from Cincinnati to one of the most expensive places in the country to make $12 an hour. When are you going to decide to grow up? You don't need to be watching Nicole Michelle, Michaela Pink. You're playing. You're watching all these people. These women aren't you. It's time to grow up, man.
Okay.
I'm dead ass serious. I don't know why you're in the Bay Area, but you don't have any skills to afford to live out there. How do you plan on taking care of yourself?
Well, I mean, I have a lot of money saved because I used to work at a national park. That's how I kind of got down here.
How much do you have
and
saved?
I worked on a cruise ship.
How much do you have saved?
I have 20,000 saved.
That ain't shit. That ain't nothing.
Okay.
$20,000 ain't nothing in San Francisco, ma'am.
Right.
How much is rent there for one, ma'am?
So you think I should go back home?
Here's the thing. I think you need to. I don't know how you got here, but I think you need to have a job that's paying you enough to afford an apartment, a car. You need some skills first off.
I got a car. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the skills part. Okay.
You don't have any skills. If you did, you'd have some money. You need to get off YouTube, start worrying about men, and your first thing is how you going to take care of yourself. That $20,000 is a slight cushion. You need skills to be able to pay for yourself for the rest of your life. Because ultimately, women that move like you tend to think that they're going to find a man somewhere and a man's going to bail you out. That ain't what's going to happen.
No, that's not me. That's not my mentality.
All right, man,
actually.
but what you don't have is what it sounds like, a plan. What do you plan on doing?
That's why I'm
what
calling
do you
in to get a plan.
No, man, but you ain't paying me for this.
That's usually saying.
I mean, you ain't paying for me for this. I'm doing this for the benefit of my show, but you're not paying me for this. You called into a show about something and you called in just to get some free advice. I'm gonna get what I want out of it.
Yeah,
hold on. What do you plan on doing by age 40?
At least have a career, a steady
In
career
what?
going.
In what? In what?
In whatever.
In whatever. No, ma'am, not in whatever. You're 28. In what? In what?
I don't know.
So, you graduated from high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're just out here. You're talking. Everything you're saying, you're just talking. You're basically saying what you think adults do. Sounds like I'm talking to a high school student. That won't work, ma'am. You're almost 30 years old. And the first thing I told you about the wall and everything else is you should be at a different place. You sound like you are still in high school.
Okay.
See, ladies, a lot of you think men are being ridiculous when you say that there are women out here who ain't worth the doggone either, who can be losers too. I don't know why we have gotten to the place in the black community where people think they can I'm just out here. Men can't do that. Men can't be that deluded. The world tells a man real quick, you're a loser if you're living at home with mom doing this kind of stuff. That's what you are. Much less moving from Cincinnati to San Francisco, listening to Nicole Michelle and Michaela Pink and Level Up. Are you serious? This is what I was talking about, the Disneyfication, telling women that the grass is greener. These women believe this stuff. Do you think this woman is safe? Or do you think she could possibly be a danger to herself? I mean, seriously. Do you think that she is really capable to do the stuff that you do? That's why I took the call, because I'm like, there's a disconnect here. Hello?
Hi, hello.
Hello?
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I'm well. What do you got for me?
Hi, I was just calling because prevention is better than the cure. I was wondering, for us ladies that are under 25, what advice would you have so that we don't miss our husband?
Did you call the other night?
No.
You're 25?
No, I'm not 25. I'm 24.
24. And where are you at?
I'm in Texas.
All right. So, prevention is better than cure. Granted. Are you 24? Are you in college?
I'm in my last year of nursing school.
Last year of what school?
Nursing.
So, have you been dating actively or had a boyfriend in college?
No, my parents are East African, and so they're very strict.
So they want to arrange your marriage?
I wouldn't say arrange. They're kind of in the mix of the American culture, so they understand what it's like
Well,
here.
but your
So it's
father, so
kind
your
of,
father and mother are married,
yes.
and your father, what does your father say?
He wants me to settle down with someone from my own culture.
And why don't you think that's a good idea?
I do think that's a good idea. I think where I'm from in Texas, you don't meet too many people from my culture, so I'm just trying to
Okay.
open up my options, but I don't want to miss my chance.
So, okay, great. Okay, now that makes sense. All right. So, who's in charge of? Are you in charge of finding your mate or your husband, or is your family taking the lead on this? That's an important question.
If you ever met East African parents, you know
Well,
everybody's involved.
well,
So,
what I mean is, have you ever had a boyfriend?
no, no,
Okay, so
it's a very
I know,
religious household.
I get it. So you can't have options if you don't have choices, right?
Correct.
So I don't know how to give you any options if you can't make any choices. What is it you're trying to ultimately avoid? Your father and mother picking somebody you don't like?
They know what I want. I think for me, it's how it's done in my culture is you simply meet someone and hopefully within a few months you guys can
Right,
you do it with the
right,
intention of
right. And
marriage.
the fear is that you won't like them.
Not necessarily. It's more so just maybe cultural clash because they are very kind of very culturally minded, and so if they
Right.
don't like that,
Okay, ma'am. Choose whatever word that you want to put. That it won't work.
yes,
That's an ultimate fear. That whatever, however, mom and dad do it, they'll. Here's a guy, and we just won't gel.
yes.
Okay. Have you discussed this with them?
Um, for the most part, but it's mostly I think as of now, they're just kind of saying, "This is the one we want you to marry."
And
Yes or no?
are you prepared to go against their wishes?
No, I'm not.
Then, ma'am, I can't help you. Your best bet is to tell your mother and father what it is you want and would like. But if they're going to pick your husband for you, that's it. And unless you're prepared to go against them, which I'm not gonna have any hand in doing, you're gonna have to go ahead and say you're gonna go against them. But let me suggest you something. Because I have young ladies like you calling in often, and you all kind of sound the same. That's why I'm kind of like, are you the same person that calls? All of you young ladies from Africa, I am never going to go against your parents. And I honestly, ma'am, don't understand why you are. I don't know if it's because you're in university and you see women who are from the States and they have all these freedoms and it looks appealing to you to be able to have all these choices instead of having mother and father pick and they may not, and you don't, and have that choice taken away. But I need you to ask yourself a question. Do any of these women who are out here picking all these guys, do any of them sound happy to you?
Mm. The ones that are calling into your show or the ones I know personally?
Either one.
The ones I know personally in my culture, they're married, so it's a balance of good and bad.
But did they pick their
The
own
ones,
husband? What I'm saying.
yeah, it's a mix. The newer generation, yes. The older, no.
Well, I would say that there are more women who wish they had the mother and father to help pick them. I understand there's always going to be I want mom and dad. I can't do anything about that. But I would tell you this: your mother and father don't have any reason to not want to see you happy. They know more than you do, And a relationship ain't about making you happy, young lady. It's not what marriage is about. It's not Disney. It's about finding a man who has good character, who's a provider, prophet, priest, who's going to actually help you build a legacy, carrying forward a family name. What's love got to do with that? That's a question to you.
No, that's a good point. I think as of now, it's just about the balance. Like you
There
said,
is no balance,
character.
ma'am. If we did not civilize the world in general to have first world problems, give me what love had to do 200 years ago, 300 years ago in marriage. Well, people didn't have the ability to sit around on the internet and ruminate over feelings. When people actually had to get out and work and travel and walk and do stuff. First world problems. You're fortunate. And I'm going to say something to all you young ladies from that kind of culture. Please, I'm not going to help you. Stop calling to the show, asking me these questions. You're in the best position you can be. But for those of you who still have this fear that it's not going to turn out right, you need to discuss that fear with your mother and father, not some guy who you don't know on the internet. And lastly, if you talk to your mother and father and you don't feel like they're understanding you and this you got to be prepared to go against them and everything that goes along with it. And I don't think most of you are willing to do that. Because that means completely out from under the protection of mother and father, paying your own bills, making your own decisions. That's what free women get. Do you want to be free?
In what sense?
Free to get out here and make your own dating decisions. Free to get out here and have sex with who you want to. Free to get out here and possibly contract a venereal disease. Free to get out here and possibly accidentally come up pregnant. Free to get out here and have a relationship that doesn't work and then you're crying and heartbroken because you gave your virginity away to somebody who it didn't work with. And free to keep washing and rinsing and repeating that, going to club after club, restaurant, Tinder, Bumble, POF, church, the Chamber of Commerce, any other 11 million places single black women go to meet black men trying to pick somebody out there. Are you ready? Do you want to be that free?
No, my parents are from Ethiopia. They're very religious, so that wouldn't even be the case for me. It would
But
only
your
be
parents
in
are,
a marriage.
but this is you. I'm saying that's what freedom looks like. You can be free. I mean, your parents or whatever, but you're 24. You can be what you want to.
No, I honestly would rather stick to my roots. So for me, it's only going to be in a marriage setting.
Then, ma'am, take what you just said. If you're going to stick to your roots, why are you talking to a guy that's not Ethiopian?
Well, you're American, and that's where I live, America.
No, but you just, no. See, what you're really saying is as much as you're Ethiopian, you're getting part of this westernized BS in you. And I'm telling you, take the antibiotic and get this poison up out of you. You have no business talking. You have a father and a mother. You should be talking to them. I'm not from your culture. I don't know anything about you personally. My opinion shouldn't matter a hill of beans to you. You should not care what I say. Not one bit. For cultural reasons. Got it?
I understand. Thank you.
Have a good night, young lady. Stick with mom and dad. They'll guide you. Yeah, see, I understand the allure of this. Oh, you're free to make your choices. You also see freedom you have the freedom to succeed, but you're also free to fail. See, Obsidian makes a good point that black folks are still struggling with freedom. You know, the black community was pretty much thrust together. Men and women had to deal with each other. But, you know, he makes the point that effectively the civil rights movement worked. We've been integrated for the most part. Black women and black men and black women are now having to choose to be together. And it's messy. Human beings have been on this planet for eons, and we have risen and fall. We have learned how to do things in a way for the most part. And it's been nuclear family, mother, father, extended family. The black community as it is constituted now, there's no family. Without the family, there's no community. So for those of you that come from a culture, I don't know why you're rushing to get westernized, other than it looks like a groovy idea. But no one tells you the downside, like Steve Harvey. He's still telling y'all that y'all can put whatever price you want on here, and you can be a buffalo or an elephant and get $50,000 when you could easily just end up being what I just told that young lady. Get out here if you want to. Get some of these dudes out here who would love to take your virginity. Sure would. Love to tell you some good old stories. Sure would. You looked up here and wouldn't know. And then after you mess up, you think you're gonna go back to your culture? How that gonna play? You've been out here in the West. She lost her virginity. You think that somebody gonna want to pay a dowry for that? No. Yeah. Get up out of here. Anyway, all right, ladies. At the end of the day, a lot of ladies know they've already met their man. I knew this was going to be a bitter pill, one that's hard to swallow. But if you've met him already, do yourself a favor. Pick up the phone, get on LinkedIn, get on Instagram, get on Facebook, and send that "Hey Big Head" text. Hey Big Head, how you doing? Hey Big Head is the universal way to make a soft entry. Hey Big Head means, I think I messed up. But only contact him after you've done the work. If you have not done the work and you're still the same person, leave that man alone. Leave that man alone. Till next time. Peace. We are gone. Tomorrow is Suit Saturday. Don't forget to put your suit on. Yeah, even in the summertime, we go Suit Saturday. Looking good.
Yes. I cannot say what's wrong or right. No. It's not hard to fool me. 'Cause I'm addicted to.
Join me on Patreon for videos you will only see there Monday, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Patreon live stream. Join me on IG for videos in the frat room. Woo! You will get a behind the scenes, receipts, uncut. They're there when they're there. They're gone when they're gone. IG is about to get lit here in a minute. Email me bykevinsamuels.com with your show ideas. Keep it business. Or go to bykevinsamuels.com to book your one-on-one session, your advice session, your interpersonal communication, career coaching, or even better, your virtual consultation. Yes, ladies, I work with you too. Go there, book. You can go in the schedule, pick your date and time. Let's get it. Fragrance of the day, Rosia Dove Elysium. Oh, smells so good. Good night.
Yes. Nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to